Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And happy Sunday. I love Sundays. They're my favorite day of the week to get refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. I always say that on my vlog. Well, I try to always say it on my vlog on Sundays going into the next week, you know. I like to get myself centered and balanced and focused for the week ahead. I love Sundays, and when I was growing up as a kid, you know, Sundays with my mom, we would go to church, and we would go to this bakery, and then we would have like a lunch right after church, like 12, something like that. Then we would have like a Sunday supper, like meatloaf. It was always like a big deal, you know. It was just my mom and I, but we would watch Little House on the Prairie and, you know, read books together and stuff like that. And I just always loved Sundays, you know, no matter what season it was, I love Sundays. But since today is October 1st, I also want to welcome you to Halloween. And I want to welcome you to fall, because fall and Halloween are officially here. Well, we're 30 days away, I guess, because it's the 1st. So we're 30 or 31, what would you guys say? I think we're 30 days away from Halloween, which is my favorite holiday of the entire year. I love Halloween so much. And so I love the whole fall season. I love like vegetarian chili and all the pumpkin spice stuff. If you watch my other channels, you know that I've been reviewing a lot of pumpkin spice stuff. It's actually a very nice day in Indianapolis. It's like 80 degrees, full sunshine. There's not like a cloud in the sky. There's like a cool breeze outside. But it's just a beautiful day out here, and I'm very relaxed. I'm having some coffee that I brought home from brunch today, and I thought that, you know what? We would just start October off with my favorites. So we're going to read from Melody Beatty today. I have no idea what these meditations say, so let's just get into... Oh, my glasses are so dirty. They are so... These are like my old pair of glasses. These are not my new ones that I just ordered. I'm trying to save my new reading glasses. Do you ever do stuff like this? So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 old pairs of glasses and 2 new ones, and all the old ones are scratched and smudged. So I'm trying to use the 2 new pairs only for when I watch TV and movies, because I really want to enjoy it fully. And I'm afraid they'll be scratched before long too, and then I'll have to buy another pair. So, yeah. So when I'm on the computer and stuff, I use like my older pairs. And when I'm just like looking at my phone, I use my older pairs. Alright, so let's look at The Language of Letting Go first by Melody Beatty. Let's see what it says for... Oh, I turned right to it. How bizarre is that? Look at that. October 1st. Be who you are. Oh, I like the title of this. Okay. In recovery, we're learning a new behavior. It's called Be Who You Are. For some of us, this can be frightening. What would happen if we felt what we felt, said what we wanted, became firm about our beliefs, and valued what we needed? What would happen if we let go of our camouflage of adaptation? What would happen if we owned our power to be ourselves? This is really powerful for me to hear this. Would people still like us? Would they go away? Would they become angry? There comes a time when we become willing and ready to take that risk, to continue growing and living with ourselves. We realize we must liberate ourselves. It becomes time to stop allowing ourselves to be so controlled by others and their expectations, and be true to ourselves, regardless of the reaction of others. Before long, we begin to understand. Some people may go away, but the relationship would have ended anyway. Some people stay and love and respect us more for taking the risk of being who we are. We begin to achieve intimacy and relationships that work. We discover that who we are has always been good enough. It is who we were intended to be. Today, I will own my power to be myself. You know, it's interesting because I don't talk really a whole lot about it over here. But if you watch my drama channel, I've talked a lot about owning my power. This being my standing up for myself era is what I refer to it, you know. But I really like what this meditation says, better, obviously, better than anything that I've said in any of those videos over there about standing up for myself. And, you know, people have asked me, well, 2 things I was thinking of while I was reading this was that, you know, so many people have asked me, where did this, like, standing up for myself era come from? And then a lot of people have said to me things like, well, I have to say, in all honesty, like, I'm cussing on those videos now, which, you know, when it just flies out of my mouth. When I think it's funny, or when it's just like, I say it, right? Like, in my real life. Like, that's who I am in my real life, you know? I do believe, like my mom said, that when you cuss a lot, people listen to what you're saying, or how you're saying it, not what you're saying. And so, like, on this channel, I try not to cuss a lot. On my vlog, I try not to cuss a lot still, right? But on my drama channel, it's, like, all fun and games, and I just want to be, you know... it's not like I'm getting up. Like for this, I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't cuss left and right in a share in a meeting, and it's the same way, right? And this is how I feel like over here. But over there, it's just me being relaxed and, you know, funny, haha, and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I started being different. And I've gotten some comments from people that are like, I don't like this new Peter. This Peter seems kind of aggressive. This Peter is like, kind of, like, that we're different people, that we're not, I'm not the same person, like, evolving or changing or growing. Whether you think that's evolving or falling back, it's whatever, right? Like, it's my life, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. And so, and like I said, this might piss some people off. That's okay. I've had to learn that I'm gonna piss some people off and I'm gonna lose some people along the way. But what's ultimately more important is that I take care of myself and I do what's best for me, you know? And I don't make choices and make changes without thinking them through. It's not like I just one day wake up and say, I'm going to drop 50 F-bombs in this video. That's not how it works, right? It wasn't even a conscious decision to start cussing in my videos. I think I just cussed one day and then I was like, okay, well, yeah, I feel liberated, so I'm going to start doing it, right? But I got a few comments from people. I would say like 95 to 99% of the people that watch my videos over there were like really, you know, positive and supportive of the being like, oh, I love this change in you. I love you standing up for yourself and whatever, right? But there were a few people that were like, I don't like this new Peter. I don't like this changing Peter of him cussing and whatever. Like, they want to keep me in a safe box over here. I'm sorry that my lack of needing to continue to please you makes you uncomfortable. And really, I'm not sorry about that. You know, it's like, it's not my job to make other people comfortable in life. Like, I did that with being gay for a long time, you know, where I wouldn't introduce people that, like, I worked with and things that I knew had certain feelings about the LGBT community. I wouldn't introduce my, like, boyfriends as boyfriends. I would say, like, I look back on that sometimes and I'm like, man, you really sacrificed your own need to stand up for yourself and your own happiness and your own joy and your own self-knowledge over making somebody else comfortable. I'm not doing that today. I'm just not, okay? So if people are uncomfortable with me cussing over there, standing up for myself, or getting what they call aggressive, which I think is actually an offensive word to put on somebody, I think passion is a better word. So if they are upset that I'm more passionate and that I'm throwing some F-bombs around here and there and that I'm making more shady jokes and that's uncomfortable for you, then you probably need to leave that channel, in all honesty. Because I'm not going to change who I am anymore to make other people comfortable. And what I realized was that I had been doing it for a very long time on that channel anyway. I had been trying to appease people because they saw me in a certain way. Oh, you know, like, Peter always says, you know, practice kindness and be a kind person and remain teachable and whatever, which is exactly what those people are throwing up in my face now. Well, I'm sorry that you don't understand that somebody can say the word fuck and they can remain teachable. Or somebody can say the word fuck and they can be a kind person. Or somebody can say the word fuck and that they can still be a nice person. The sponsor that I had the longest in my entire life, okay, who was one of the wisest men I'd ever met in my entire life, was one of the kindest, most gentlest people, not just men, but people I'd ever met in my entire life, would go to any lengths to do anything for anybody else. And when he died, I think he had 41 years, 42 years sober. He cussed like a sailor, all right? So if it makes you uncomfortable, don't watch it. I don't know what else to tell you. But don't stand in the way of somebody else's happiness because it makes you uncomfortable. I've done that for a long time, not just with the gay thing, you know, but with other things. You know, I'd go to somebody's house and I knew that they drank like a fish and I wouldn't want them uncomfortable and they didn't know I was sober, you know, or I'd mentioned it a couple times and they'd forgotten. They'd be like, do you want a beer? And I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I'm not getting into it with them. I just remembered it the next time and said, I'm not going to that dinner party, you know? I have had to maneuver in this world to make other people feel more comfortable than me. I've had to, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that relate to that story and whatever your life story or experience is, okay? I'm not doing that today. I'm not. I am not going to maneuver in this world and do this and do that to make other people more comfortable. I did it for a very, very long time. I wouldn't speak out about what I thought was true. I wouldn't speak out about my honest, fair opinion, okay? And I wouldn't say what I felt like I needed to say on videos because I was afraid of the reception of the audience. I wasn't even worried about really the influencers, okay, that I was talking about. I was worried about the audience. And they'd be like, oh, Peter's kind of coming too hard. He's like, his opinion's too strong. You know, now I watch some of his most recent videos of mine back on that channel and I think to myself, you have some of the most balanced, pointed opinions in this. I mean, your opinions from a year ago were kind of like all over the place because you were so afraid of pissing people off. Now that you don't care, you're like pointed and directed. Like, you're coming out and saying what you need to say. You know, and that's floated into all areas of my life, you know, standing up for myself and owning my own power. That's come out in all areas of my life, you know. I remember I really struggled, and this is just me telling it myself, I remember I really struggled with the word husband, okay? And out of other people, because when my husband and I got married, okay, marriage equality was not legal in our country yet. We got married in 2011, and I believe it was 2014 when it was passed. We were one of the very first couples in Indiana to get married. My husband was the first Venezuelan gay man to get married in Indiana. We were in the front of the USA Today. It was like a huge issue for us. But I remember when we got married. If you remember, this is before marriage equality. This is 2 to 3 years before marriage equality, right, in our country, which people still aren't okay with today, right? And so I can remember we would like go someplace and we would like meet somebody, like if we were at an event, a work event or something like that for my husband, and he would be like, and this is my husband Peter, and with like, you know, and I would still like, there was something about me that was like, I could almost kind of see it on somebody's face if we met somebody at a party or a work event or whatever. I'm not talking about friends. I'm not talking about that. I don't have friends in my life that don't accept me for who I am or don't align their belief systems with me. I don't have friends like that, and I don't interact with family that do. And in all honesty, I don't have any family that don't really align with my belief systems. So, but no, I don't put up with that bullshit, you know, today. And so I can remember like that really being kind of like that first couple months of us being married. Like, I wouldn't want to say like, I hate the word partner. I cannot stand the word lover. Use whatever words you want. Those are words I don't like. I think partner is confusing to people, like business partner. What? Okay. I think spouse, I think is just so kind of shallow. So I've always liked boyfriend or husband. Okay. Because I think it's very understandable what it is. But I didn't want to make other people uncomfortable that are like, well, then they would want to go like, are you legally married? Because there's not legal marriage yet. And where did you get married? Because at that point, there's only a couple of states, you know, and all this kind of, it's just, it was open a whole can of worms of conversations that I wouldn't want to get into when I'm just shaking somebody's hand at a meeting work event, you know what I mean? Or work event meeting for Alex. And so I just would kind of say like, you know, oh, this is Alex or whatever. Well, he caught on to it about the third time that I did it. He's like, why are you not referring to me as your husband? Like, I introduced you to everybody as my husband. And I had to really take a look at that, you know? And what I realized was, from being bullied in high school, to coming out, to being in recovery, you know, I had been in a doormat for so many people and so many relationships where I just let them talk like shit to me and put me down and step over me. And I had spent so much of my life catering to the well-being of other people and making people happier and making people more comfortable out of the expense of me being unhappy. And I was like, I am fucking done with this. I'm done. I said I was trying not to cuss over here. I was done. I was done. And then on top of that, I'm having all this stalking and harassing going on, no matter what I say in my videos, no matter if I'm for somebody or against them, it doesn't really matter. And I'm like, the days of making people comfortable are over, okay? And I'm a believer that growth only comes when you're uncomfortable anyway. So, you know, it's time for people to maybe need to hear the truth a little bit, you know? And it's also time for me to grow and evolve into a different stage of my life. Maybe I'll go through this stage and I'll come out on the other side and I'll realize I don't want to be that heated. I want to be silent. Maybe I'll come out on the other side and realize I don't want to do drama videos anymore. I don't think that's going to be what happens, but, you know, that for me was like I said, it comes out into every area of my life, but that was an area that I had to really ask myself, you know, about, like, okay, like, you've really been, like, friends of mine would watch those videos and they'd say, yeah, you're funny. Like, the flipping of the fan and the drama film, like, that stuff's funny. But when we're, like, sitting in a car talking about the housewives, like, you are, like, 90% more heated than you're talking in these videos. And you're letting these people get away with stuff. Like, my friend Tanya would be like, because she knew the stuff that was going on with YouTube, and she'd be like, I don't understand, like, you're getting more heated in the car talking to me about it than you are in your video. She's like, you're afraid of what people are going to say. And she was absolutely 100% right. I was. I'm not today. I'm not today, you know? I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not afraid of what people can do to be intrusive to my life, because that has happened and that has been scary. So I don't know, you know, like, I don't want to say I'm not scared, because it's a fear that I constantly live with. But I'm not scared of talking about things in videos, because I'm not going to be silenced anymore. And neither should you, you know? Neither should you. And I think we need to own our power, like this meditation. I think this is a really important meditation and a really great way to start October, you know, by thinking about owning our power and all that. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love this meditation, and we got a full month of meditations coming to you. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.